Hello, good people. Welcome back to our today's lesson to Brian's Academy, where learning is made easy. I hope you are still enjoying our sessions as we dive through this creative art part. Today's lesson is very interesting because I would like us to learn about an area that is tested in grade 5, and this area is an area that is related to sport now. Today I want us to touch on the sport part. So it will be just a brief, a detailed explanation and description of how this game is played. And if you need any clarification in any area of it, feel free to ask under the comment section. Now, we'll find that watching the game being played, there are some things that we will not learn. But if you pay attention to today's lesson, then executing the skills in the field will be easy because in the field, remember, as an educator, you are just supposed to give direction to the learner, tell them what to do. So it will be easy for them to execute it. But it will be difficult for you to tell them to do what you yourself you don't know. And that's why today I just want us to learn about this interesting game called rounder. How is the game of the rounder played? What are some of the rules? So in our today's lesson, at the end of it, some of the key areas that you are supposed to have learned are this one. Definition of the rounder game. We have skills in the game of rounder. The game itself. We have scoring. How is scoring done in the game of rounder? Then we have this interesting part of the basic rules of the game. Under the basic rules of the game, that's where we are going to get something on the teams. We have also the part of scoring. We have half rounder is scored when. So when are we awarding a half rounder? We have also bowling. So there we'll find what is bowling. We have batters out. When is a batter put out in the game of rounder? And then we have an important note that we'll be discussing. So let's start. We find that rounder is a batting game, as we have said. Then players bat a ball and run around a field marked with 4 posts. Then a score is made when a player successfully runs up to the fourth post. That's when a score is made successfully. Then, rounder, it's a game played by both children at school and also adult in recreational activities. So this is something that you can also use when you are out there. You teach other colleagues so that you can play it. It's an interesting game, by the way. Then around the game being an uncontact sport is suitable for mixed gender and ages. That's why we'll find that it's a game that's played by both boys and girls, both males and female. Then the skill developed are batting, bowling, fielding, tagging, and stamping. So those are the key skills that the players are supposed to possess when playing this type of game. So let's go to this another part, and the part is now the game. So the game is played by two teams with a maximum of 9 players. Let's get this right because it's a question that is usually tested. So a maximum of 9 players on each side and a minimum of 6 players. So let the learners know that in the game of rounder, the number of players who are needed there are 9 players. But in some scenarios where 9 players cannot be in the field, then we can use 6 players aside. Then each team bats inning and the other field. So one team will be batting and another team will be fielding. Then a full game consists of 2 innings, and the team with greater rounders wins the game. So the team that will be having many rounders will win the game. So that's how the game is. Now let's go to this part of scoring. How is scoring done in the game of rounder? So the objective of the game is to hit or bat. Then the batter runs around the 4 posts before the next batter bats and scores another rounder. If the batter hits the ball and reaches the second post, then a half rounder is scored unless the batter is put out before another ball has been bowled. I hope that point we are getting it. So that means that a half rounder is awarded when the batter who is batting bats the ball, then runs to the second post, not the first post, second post. When he reaches the second post and he is safe, then a half rounder is awarded. But if he's put out, then that rounder is not awarded. He will get a zero score. Then also, a half rounder is also awarded if two consecutive yeah, this is another point. If the batter fails to hit but still runs around the four post, is a half rounder score. So the batter can fail to hit, he misses, he puts the bat down, then he runs to the fourth post, then a half rounder will be awarded. Also, a half rounder is also awarded if two consecutive no ball is delivered from the bowling square. So the bowler delivers the ball to the batter in a wrong way, two consecutive, then a half rounder will be awarded to the batting team. Then also we find that the batter can stay at any post on the way around, reaching the fourth post several more later, as long as that batter is safe. So they're not supposed to be on one post too. One has to get out. Then the bowler and fielders work together to get the batters out and prevent them from scoring. So the bowler and the fielders are in the same team. Let's know that. Another point, we find that the bowler stands in the bowling square and then the backstop stands behind the batting square. So the bowler and the backstop are in the same team. Let's know that. So let's go to the basic rules of the game. Let's start with teams. So we have said that teams, we have a maximum of 9 players or a minimum of 6 players which are allowed. Then scoring. A full rounder can be scored after hitting the ball. Then the batter runs around the track and touch the fourth post. So when you run around the four posts, then you will get a full rounder. Then a half rounder is scored when, after hitting the ball, the batter touches the second post and he is not put out before the next ball is being batted. That one we had discussed about. Then, after missing the ball, the batter runs around the track and reaches the fourth post. Also, a half rounder will be awarded. Then, if the fielder, in the opinion of the umpire, obstructs the batter, for example, the batter is running and the fielder decides to obstruct the batter in the name of going for the ball. So, in the opinion of the umpire, if that happens, then the batting team will be awarded a half rounder. Then, to the fielding team, if a batter obstructs a fielder, just from the third point, it happens also. The fielder is running and the batter knows that if the fielder gets the ball, he will be put out. So he decides to obstruct the fielder from getting the ball. So a half rounder will be awarded to the fielding team. Then bowling. So bowling, the bowler should deliver the ball in the following ways. The one who is in the bowling square, that is a member of the fielding team, that is defending team, with a smooth and continuous underarm action. Then, with both feet within the bowling square before the ball is released. Then, within the reach of and the hitting side of the batter. If the batter is hitting, his hitting side is left, that ball should be delivered in the left side. Then, below the top of the battered head and above the knees. Below and above. Below the head and above the knees. Hapo katikati. Then, when is batter out? When is batter put out? The batter is declared out in the event of the following. First, when the ball is caught from the bat or the hand holding the ball, except on a no ball. So when the fielders catch the flying ball in air, the batter will be out. Then, when the feet of the batter projects the front of the bat line of the batting square during hitting action. Then another way we can put the batter out, when the batter runs inside a post, they are supposed to run outside the post. Then, when a fielder touches a post to which the batter is running to with the ball or hand holding the ball, that batter will be out. You are going to post number 3, and the fielder there touches that post using the ball or the hand holding the ball, then you as a batter, you are out. Another way, when the batter obstructs the fielder, that one we discussed under bowling, or under when a half rounder is awarded. Then when a batter overtakes another batter on a post, there are not supposed to be two on the post, so one has to get out. Then also when he or she loses contact with a post while waiting and the bowler has the possession of the ball in the bowling square, then you are out. When the bowler has the ball in the bowling square, you as a batter, you must be in one of the posts. If you are in between the posts, you are out. Then, when a batter leaves the post before the ball is released, you have to leave the post when your teammate who is batting hits the ball. That's when you leave the post. So, a very important note to note here is that batting team is the offensive or attacking team, and fielding team is the defensive team. Then also, the game is played on an irregular pentagon-shaped pitch. Then, batting refers to the act of hitting the ball with the bat and running through the post to score. Then also, fielding involves bowling, catching balls that have been batted, tagging the runner, and stamping the post. So those are some of the key areas that we need to know as teachers, so that we guide the learners. This game is very interesting. We guide them in the right way so that they can start playing it in schools, and it can also be included in ball games competition. So with me here is a diagram showing the rounder pentagon pitch. See it and observe how it's supposed to be drawn and how it's supposed to be laid in the field for the learners to participate in. So thank you, and may God bless you. Remember to subscribe, share, and comment.